Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ina and today we're going to be doing a fun look from Harry Potter, and for today's look it's going to be the Gryffindor Crest theme. So it's going to be scarlet and gold, which is their house colors, and I put on a few things that I thought was very Harry Potter. So I have the time thing that Hermione has, and then I have their lion crest, as well as this headband kind of remind me of the scar that Harry Potter has. And then this is like gold, kind of gave me a little bit of, I don't know if you can see in my background, but I have this little, the little ball he catches with his mouth. And we're gonna go ahead and get started. I have all my eyeshadow palettes. I first did this look and I just took out a few things that I thought were relevant, but I find that very limiting. My goal is to present fun makeup looks using everything that I have, and that's what I hope you do as well. So if you have a colorful palette that you might not be putting good use to, hopefully one of these looks that I'm coming up with might inspire you to use what you currently have in your collection. So we're gonna go ahead and begin, and my face is already prepped. I'll list everything below with Gold Blooded from the Jeffree Star Wedding palette, and it's right above that hot pink. And then this bracelet kind of reminded me of all the house colors there. I'm like, oh, it's too good, I gotta use it. And I'm just gonna apply this with my finger, and I find best, you can use it with an eyeshadow brush, but I find best that with these really pigmented, I don't want to say glittery because this is really well milled, eyeshadows, they usually apply better with your finger. And then I did tight line above and below. Make sure that when you do that, you clean up anything that comes out of the eye, because it's just the inner rims that you want with the black line. And this look was inspired by the Luna Lovegood lion hat, and you notice this hat of hers in the, I have the movie right here, in the Half-Blood Prince. And usually she wears it when there is a Gryffindor versus Slytherin match, and that's kind of her way of showing support for her friends and also the other houses, which I find really cool. And I was rewatching this movie last night, and there's a scene between Harry Potter and Luna Lovegood where he mentions like they're friends, and she's like, we are like, oh, okay. And it fully took into effect that he's not just a nice guy, they are actual friends. And it's a big theme in this movie because that's a lot of how Harry Potter as an orphan learns everything. He works with not only just his little school friends, but also the friends that knew his parents before they passed away. So tragically they were abracadabra'd. And so it's a huge thing because he doesn't have people to kind of teach him things when he's away from Hogwarts. So these friendships, both his own personal ones, and just want to clean this up real quick, and the ones that his parents made, are really important in his storyline. Okay, and then we're going to add a little bit of a dimension around this, and we'll go ahead and use, let's stay glittery just for a second. We're going to use from the Pillow Talk Dreams. I have this glittery kind of burgundy color down here, and just with a brush I'm going to blend a little bit of that into the gold that we have just in here. Same thing on the other side. For a long time, Lily Potter was my favorite character from the Gryffindor, I don't want to say team, but their Gryffindor part of school. And then eventually I started leaning more and more toward Luna Lovegood, just because of how she developed in the movie series and also how she showed up for her friends. It just kind of spoke to me, and I'm like, I can relate. I'm really big at, I really try hard to show up for my friends, and so it's an important theme that I can relate to. Okay, let's go ahead and do a little bit of a crease, just something neutral. So for that, I'm going to go into the Divination palette, and then we're going to go ahead and use a little bit of Fortune Cookie right above that gray, so here. I'm going to step back so I can see here. But it's really easy to feel alone, and Harry Potter definitely, in this particular movie, is really meant to feel left out, but his friends are there to kind of help him get out of that, and Luna kind of reminds him like, hey, if I was you know who, I would want you to feel alone too. Okay, we need a little bit of more depth here, so we're gonna go ahead and, let's see, they do have a color called Rune, and Superstitious. Let's start with, I'm actually going to mix both of those, and I'll hold the palette up in a second. But I'm taking inspiration from the lion hat, from the sparkles or sparks I should say, from the Weasley brothers kind of throwing out their fireworks. And also when they open up their shop, there's like a very something is always exploding, going off, doing something. It's a very animated store, and then we're just building up depth with that. Okay, and then I think we are good with the glitters above the line. I do want to put a little bit underneath, and so for that we're going to use, let's see, I need good, we'll start with this one, and we're going to use Sheen from the Natasha Denona. So that is that one. And then later we're going to be using Muse. And then I might throw in, just because Harry Potter is Potter's definitely Gryffindor, but he has a little bit of Slytherin from Baltimore. So I might throw in a little bit of Whisper on that bottom line. We'll start with Sheen. a slightly fluffier brush. And you want this to show up. You know, if you're going to Harry Potter World or some sort of Harry Potter themed hub, or I know here in Washington we have a lot of like the restaurants and pubs that are kind of themed for that. I'm gonna move on to a slightly fluffier brush and do Whisper for the Voldemort side. And like, you want the eye makeup to show up. If you're gonna bother, you might as well see it. And then for Whisper, we're gonna go ahead and connect that just a little bit to the bottom of what we already have over here. Hopefully you can see that. I'm just connecting that. Then do I want to wet the brush? No. Make sure you get the skin right in here, because this is it's a very finely milled glimmer. It's like barely noticeable, but in person it's really beautiful. And then to add dimension, I don't think I want it too natural, so let's go back into the Star Wedding palette, and I want to use, let's see, Scarlet and Gold. Let's do, Till Death Do Us Part. It's a little glittery, it's a little fun. It's a little wizardy world of magic. And just put a little bit more. And I need to step back so I can see on my eye here. And then we'll clean up anything that gets out of where I would like it with a Q-tip and some micellar water. Yeah, that's pretty. Okay, and then let's go down here. I kind of like how that's smoking out, so we're going to keep that in there. Okay. And then take a clean, fluffy brush to just take my makeup wipes. I think I went a little too low. Let me see. Let's take the same fluffy, and this time let's go into I Do, which is just a matte brown. And let me see. I like the smokiness. I think I want to keep it crest shape. Okay, that is perfect. And this side really needs very little help, but nice. Okay. And everything I use, I usually put in a purple bag, so that way I can list it when I finish the video. We're gonna go back in with my Natasha Denona. And this, I was feeling kind of funny with it. I think it's stunning, but I don't like the fact that you have to set it. But I don't have anything that goes on as smooth as this does. Like, it just glides over the eye. So I'm like, okay, fine, keep it. Some of the self-setting concealers are just a little more difficult to, I don't know if you can see that, but it just glides over. Okay. And then I like to set that with, do I have that here? Oh, that's so weird. No. 1 second, because I do like this combination. It's my L'Oreal Blur-Fection powder. I just made a drawer to put things I use every day that's not in this particular thing. And for whatever reason, I put the powder in there. Small fluffy brush. This just blurs all your worries away. We had to take out some of the makeup. I put this wherever I want it completely matte, so that is going to be right here. For the nails, I did something that reminded me of Honeydukes, and I'll go ahead and show you that right now. I left it in my little Hello Kitty box because I didn't want it flying everywhere once I'm done showing you, but I have this, and you'll be surprised how often I'm stopped when I'm out and about in my day. They're like, your nail polish is so pretty, and I'm like, thank you. But I have no clue what it is called because I'm horrible with names. And then this is my own concoction, and I think it started as this, as a base, and then I added things to it because I'm extra. And of course, just for my own records, I've already shown my base. Kind of looks like that. And then I always put a top coat. The shinier the better. And that's this particular one that I'm using up. I already bought a new one. And then if you have someone, like I say, my better half, when we go to Harry Potter World, we're both gonna be wearing this somewhere in our arms with some body safe paint. But these decals are really fun, and then they do come in house colors. So you can go ahead and look that up, just Harry Potter decals, and you'll see some fun things like this. And just choose the smallest you could possibly find. Okay, we're almost done. This is so fun, and it smells amazing. It's called Candy, and I think it does smell like candy. And we'll take the Nikki LA Rose on the powder side. It has little, I don't know if you can see it, little gold glimmers and shimmers. It is just so beautiful. And I'm putting it a lot heavier than I normally would for, the camera picks up everything really good, but when I take pictures, it tends to be a little muted. So for my Instagram, I have to put a little more of basically everything when I take the photo. So on the clean side, we're just going to blur out the edges. We love a multitasking queen. And then okay. From the Dior, we're going to use the gold. And that's just to emphasize the house colors for Gryffindor, since it's scarlet and gold. What a tongue twister. And then get a little close to the eyeshadow because you want that cohesive look. Do you see that? Okay, and then should we do mascara first? No. We're gonna do eyeliner. So for this, we're gonna do Unicorn Blood from Jeffree Star, and it is a liquid lip that you can use on your lips as well as your eyes. So I figured it's kind of multitasking. For this case, we're gonna use it as eyeliner for our eyes. And I think I want my thinnest brush, so we're gonna go with the M.A.C. What is this? 266 brush. And I really liked, I did a look before and I liked that one because it looked like the lion hat that you see in the movie, but this I think captures all of Gryffindor. And it's pretty easy. So I figure more people are able to kind of follow along with this one. So again, I'm just taking the little and we definitely want to do a flick. So like that. I have to see on my side over here. Okay. Perfect. Yay! If it doesn't come out perfect, let it dry a little bit, put some micellar water on it with a Q-tip, wipe it off, try again, it's okay. Do take a look at my comments on the description bar, because I will let you know if I like something, and remember, everything's personal choice. So what I like you might not like, and then what I don't like you might love, so you know, take it with a grain of salt, but I will keep you updated on how I feel about things when I buy it. I use it first time on the video. So one came out exactly how I wanted it, and this one came out a little higher, so I'm gonna match it up. What's missing? Is it just the tip? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And then a little more on the inner part here. Just want that softened a little bit. That's pretty. Kind of blend it in there. That's nice. Okay. And then we'll let that dry. And then on the mascara, we're going to use on one side my Milk, Kush, and my Milani. And on the other side, I found that the Nars Climax and the Tartlette XL tubing mascara works really well together. So that will be on the other eye. We'll start with the Milk side on this side. And I say these are both equally pretty. So just to give you as many options in case you're going into the store and there's like a sale. I have naturally long lashes, I just don't have the volume. So I have to remember to kind of prop my head up when I put on mascara, which could be unflattering, but I need this look to look nice because I am leaving for the day. Being extra lengthening today. Okay. One eye done, on to the next. And you're welcome to put on lashes. It all depends on what you're doing. Like a brunch with the girls and the friends is one thing where I might invest a little more time and put lashes on, but for an amusement park, I don't think I'm going to be wearing lashes for that. And this is pretty enough to wear on its own without any need of a special occasion. And I wear the tubing because I used to wear waterproof mascara a lot in order for it to not go everywhere, and I find that this works better for me, this combination. Okay, all that's left is lips, and you could honestly just get away with wearing some sort of long-lasting, this is just clear, smells nice, lasts for hours, is meant to be used overnight. You can use something like this, or in my case, just because I want to, I'm going to be using Nude Ribbon from Dior with my Rouge Dior 219 Rouge Montage. I have no idea how to pronounce that. And if I were in a park, I'd probably wear some sort of SPF, something, just whatever feels good. Okay, and so pretty, automatically puts me in a good mood. I am obsessed with this Honeydukes, I'm gonna start calling it a Honeydukes blush. Love it. The Dior Rosy Glow in Candy. And again, so you see our Crest, our time thing, bracelet, and today's earrings. Oh, there you go. It's a little warm in here. And let me know if you guys try it out and if you end up liking this look, and please do like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to this channel, welcome and thank you again for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye bye.